While my husband's away, I will throw all his stuff away. No, I won't do that, but I do want to play a little game of hoarder husband versus minimalist wife. Let's go. Hey, how's it going? It's Laura and I help overwhelmed people slow down and simplify so that they can feel contentment and peace. And I will not know peace until I clear out all of this clutter. So I'm going to take this cupboard shelf by shelf and I will explain the game. Listen, we've got to get our kicks where we can. So I thought it would be fun to declutter this cupboard as if it were solely mine, as if I didn't have to answer to anyone. Or, you know, my husband magically agreed with all my decisions. Sadly, that is not actually the case. Most of this stuff is my husband's. He is the main cook in the house. Me, I can barely boil an egg, but he loves trying new recipes, all that jazz. So he has amassed a collection of spices and seasonings and sauces, all that good stuff. I am one of those Philistines that thinks if it's not ketchup, it's probably not worth putting on food. Very limited cooking ability. So what I'm going to do as a kind of interesting experiment is to declutter it way down to just the things I would keep. I'm going to show you what that would look like, you know, how pared back that would look. And then I am going to sadly consult with my husband and add back in all the things he wants to keep, which will probably fill it right back up again. But I am fascinated to see the difference between the two. Okay, I've emptied the bottom shelf and now you can see one of the main reasons that I have been putting off this task. It is filthy. That'll need a good scrub, but I'm gonna wait until I have everything out. So I've gone through this stuff and I've separated out the things that I would keep. There's very little, like a lot less than half, but some of this stuff. So we subscribed a long time ago to one of those monthly meal kits, and they often came with like little packets of sauces and things, and we didn't always use them, and I was saving them up, lots and lots of them, in case we ever did need them. And yeah, they've been sitting here now for 2 or 3 years, maybe longer. Those are going. They have to go. A lot of the stuff I'm keeping is like just the stuff that I cook with. Again, very limited cooking ability, but I've kept the things that I actually do use. So like pizza sauce, very important. I also started baking in the past few months. I hit 40 and all of a sudden I was like, I want to bake and crochet and like really live in my granny era. But yeah, some of these are just baking stuff. So like cinnamon, ginger, made gingerbread cookies for the first time a few weeks ago. Probably won't make them again until next Christmas, which is 11 months away, but I'll keep, it'll be fine. And like all these things are, my husband feels that these never expire, and a lot of people do really, but best if used by November 11th, 2026. Yeah, this will be fine. Something I do want to try though is to put them all into like we've got different ones. These are circular, these are square. I want to try and eventually have them all in matching containers. Just look, these square ones, they just fit together better. They're glass. These are just plastic dirt. But that part was quick and easy. The rest then should also be pretty quick and easy because it's bigger things like jars of sauce, bottles of oil. So I'll pull all that out and again go through it as if I were the one making all the decisions and I did not have to defer to my husband. Also, he's not actually away. He's downstairs. I meant to record this video 2 weeks ago when he was away, but I was lazy. Just didn't want to do it. Decluttering jobs where I don't get to make all the decisions, they're just harder. You know, they're more time consuming, more frustrating. Kind of starting to regret my decision to run this little experiment because all it's going to do is show me what could have been. If I end up divorcing my husband, it's probably because he wanted to keep too many condiments. But if you missed the memo, I am doing an entire house declutter, like a deep declutter, going through every single thing. I started upstairs in my room and now the entire top floor is done. And so here I am trying to get the main floor done too. If you think that's something that you would like to try as well, but you are overwhelmed by the amount of stuff, I have a detailed checklist that breaks down everything in your home so you can tackle it in just bite-sized chunks and tick things off as you go. I will have that linked for you, totally free to download. Thousands of people have downloaded it at this stage and it is helping them get a handle on their clutter. Okay, again, I've separated everything out. This spice packet was not sealed shut, so it just spilled everywhere. It's all over the counters, it's all over me, it's all over the floor, and it is like chili flakes. So thankfully none of it went in my eyes, or there definitely would be divorce on the cards. But again, I kept very little, less than half. I did find more pizza sauce jars. Wouldn't have bought 2 additional ones recently had I known that we had 2 there already, but they were on the, not the top shelf, but the second from the top. Yeah, never look up there because I'm too small, but total waste of money. I did keep some oils. I kept this oil because I use this to fry donuts, and I tried to make donuts a while ago. Didn't go amazingly well. It went okay, but the recipe said that you could reuse the oil, basically just like strain it and you can reuse it. So that's sitting there. This is my donut oil specifically for donuts, and then I have some other oil for actual cooking, though again I do a minimal amount of that. This tiny little mayonnaise jar, this also came in one of the meal kits and I didn't open it because we already had an open jar of mayonnaise. But yeah, I'm actually going to use this up now, put it in the fridge and use it. Natural decluttering, using stuff up. So now what I'm going to do is basically quickly categorize things, putting like with like. But before I start putting back the things that only I would keep, to see what that looks like, this needs a good scrub. Ugh. That's one of the huge downsides of having clutter. It makes a mess. You know, things get pushed to the back, they get knocked over and they spill, they collect dust. It's a disaster. Also, you can't see what you have. You buy duplicates, as with the pizza sauce. And actually, I was out shopping once and my husband asked me to buy turmeric and I asked him to double check because I was pretty sure we had a jar of it, but he was adamant we didn't. So I bought another. You can probably guess where this story is going. So it would be really nice to have this decluttered. And actually, as I was decluttering, I spotted 1 or 2 things that we were out of. So I was able to add those to the shopping list. Another bonus of decluttering. But with all of that in mind, here is how this cupboard would look if I, the minimalist wife, had full say in it. So neat, so tidy, freed up 2 entire shelves, and I can see exactly what I have. I can also grab it without knocking it over or without pulling chili flakes down on top of myself. And now for the painful part, asking my hoarder husband's opinion. He's not actually a hoarder, but he just does not see the point in getting rid of something if it will fit on a shelf or if it will fit in a drawer. To him, getting rid of it is just extra work. To me, keeping all of this stuff is extra work because I've got to like move around it, try and find things, try and not burn my eyeballs out with chili flakes. So here we go. Wish me luck. This is just a pipe dream. Now, normally I would just text him pictures of stuff, but there's a lot here and he's already in the house, so I'm gonna get his input. Regrettably, I will spare you the back and forth, but this was a masterclass in patience and self-control on my part. No, I know I joked at the beginning that I would throw all of this stuff away, but I genuinely wouldn't. You just lose trust with someone the second you do that. Best to choose your battles. Plus, like I said, he is the main cook in the house and he's a good one, so I benefit from all of these spices and sauces. Once all of the decisions were made and the divorce was put on hold, it was time to put the extra stuff back, all the extra stuff. But as a quick reminder, here is what it looked like before, like the before times. And here's what it could have looked like if I'd had my way, you know, in Fantasyland. And here is what it looks like after my husband came in and ruined everything. A bonus tip for you here: if you are cleaning out cupboards, start with the top shelf, because otherwise you're going to clean the bottom shelf and then end up destroying it again, because stuff will fall from the shelves above. Ask me how I know. Another little tip for you: sometimes if a shelf is really high, it's easier to just take the shelf out completely and clean it that way, rather than having to like hop up on the counters or stretch or any of that. Just take it down. I will admit there was a point, like there was a huge part of me that just wanted to leave it. Like there was one stain that was particularly stubborn and I didn't think I would be able to get it out, and I was like, you know what, I'll just leave it. It's probably fine. But no, I knew it would annoy me. I knew it would just haunt me for the rest of my days. So I got stuck back in and I did manage to get rid of that. Oh, it was just a disaster in here. It's gonna take a while to get used to this. Had to move some things around, but I think I've landed on something that will work. But as time goes on, we'll see. We can always tweak if we want. I will probably eventually put down some shelf liners, maybe get some storage solutions. That's another thing we can't agree on. We haven't found any storage that we both like, but honestly, this is probably fine. And by fine, I mean fine, given the fact that I have a husband. What did you think of the experiment? Were you surprised? Would you try it out? Do you think you would get similar results in your home? Tell me all the things, but do not offer suggestions, okay? Do not offer advice. I tried out multiple configurations in here. I even moved shelves around. Okay, this is what I've landed on. This is what I'm happy with-ish for now. Remember to grab your checklist to help you break down the job of decluttering. And then hop on over here next, because I share exactly what to get rid of each month of the year. Another handy dandy decluttering breakdown for you. Until then, go raibh, míle maith agaibh, agus feicim mé sibh de glua. Slán!